I'm not getting married. Lily stood on the engagement banquet stage, holding the microphone. The audience instantly fell silent. Lily, what did you say? Jason was stunned. I said, I'm not getting married. Margaret stood up from her seat. Are you crazy? Lily looked at her. For this engagement banquet, I spent $180,000, and your family contributed $50,000. So what? Margaret sneered. We gave a betrothal gift of $188,000. That's the betrothal gift, which is what should be given. Lily sneered. Why should I be eternally grateful? The audience erupted in murmurs. How can you talk like that, woman? Margaret trembled with anger. Lily gripped the microphone tightly. I have evidence in my hand. 67 pieces. Jason's face instantly turned ashen. What evidence? A guest asked. Lily looked at Jason. You guess. Lily looked at the 200 guests below the stage, memories flooding in like a tide. In her previous life, it was this very day. November 8, 2025, she got engaged to Jason. A month later, they got married. 8 months after marriage, she discovered his affair. 1 year after marriage, she divorced with nothing. Her premarital property, worth $4.8 million, was tricked away from her by half. The $350,000 car she bought for him went to him. The $120,000 credit card debt she paid for him went down the drain. On the day of the divorce, she sat on the roadside and cried for 3 hours. Her best friend Sophie hugged her and said, "How could you be so foolish?" She said, "I thought he loved me." Sophie handed her the phone. On the screen was a recording. Jason's voice, "I just like that she has money. A $4.8 million house, how could I not want it?" The mistress Wendy laughed and said, "Then you still want to marry her?" "Of course." Jason said, "After marriage, find a way to transfer the house to my name, then divorce, and split it half and half." "What about me?" Wendy asked. "You are the one I love the most." Jason said, "She is just an ATM." After listening, Lily's hands trembled so much she couldn't hold the phone. At that moment, she wished she could die. But she didn't die. She opened her eyes and found herself back on the day of the engagement banquet. The phone screen showed, November 8, 2025, 3 p.m. The engagement banquet was in progress. She looked down from the stage. Jason stood beside her, smiling broadly. Margaret sat in the front row, looking smug. The guests raised their glasses, blessings echoing one after another. Lily took a deep breath. This time, she wouldn't be foolish again. She picked up the microphone. "I'm not getting married." The audience exploded. "Lily, what's wrong?" Jason grabbed her hand. Lily shook him off. "Don't touch me." "Are you feeling unwell?" Jason asked with concern. "Let's go down and rest for a bit." "No need." Lily looked at him. "I'm very clear-headed." Margaret rushed onto the stage. "Lily. Do you know what you're saying?" "Of course I know." Lily looked at her. "I said, I'm not getting married." "Why?" Margaret was furious. "We gave a betrothal gift of $188,000. We also contributed $50,000 for the engagement banquet. Now you say you're not marrying and that's it?" $188,000 is the betrothal gift, which the groom's side should give. Lily said calmly, $50,000 is what you contributed to the engagement banquet, I paid $180,000. Whispers arose from the audience. The bride's side paid $180,000? The groom's side only $50,000? This ratio is off. Margaret's face flushed red. "So what? Our Jason is struggling out there. As his wife, you should be more understanding." "Understanding?" Lily laughed. "My monthly salary is $28,000, his is $12,000. Who has it harder?" Jason's face turned pale. "Lily, stop talking." "Why not?" Lily looked at him. "There's more, do you want to hear it?" Jason was stunned. Lily turned to the guests. "Dear relatives and friends, I'm sorry, today's engagement banquet ends here." "No." Margaret rushed over. You must give me an explanation. Lily looked at her. Explanation? All right. She raised her phone. I have evidence. 67 recordings, over 2,000 chat records, 58 transfer records, 35 hotel check-in records. Jason's face instantly turned ashen. The audience erupted. What does that mean? An affair? No way? Margaret was stunned for 3 seconds. What nonsense are you talking? Nonsense? Lily looked at Jason. Jason, do you dare say that in these 3 years, you didn't cheat on me behind my back? Jason opened his mouth but couldn't speak. You don't dare. Lily sneered, because you did cheat. For 2 years. I didn't. Jason panicked. Lily, let me explain. No need to explain. Lily said, the evidence will speak. She looked down at the audience. Everyone, today's engagement banquet ends here. Sorry for the trouble. After saying that, she turned and left the stage. Jason grabbed her. Lily. Don't go. Lily shook off his hand. Don't touch me. What exactly do you want? Jason panicked. Cancel the engagement. Lily looked at him. From today on, we have no relationship. Why? Because you're not worthy. Lily walked off the stage, through the crowd. The guests made way. She heard Margaret roaring behind her. Lily. Stop right there. She didn't look back. Her best friend Sophie caught up. Lily, are you okay? I'm fine. Lily smiled. I'm great. Really canceling the engagement? Sophie asked. Really? Lily said, this is the most correct decision I've made in my life. Sophie was stunned for a moment, then smiled. Good. I support you. The two walked out of the hotel. Sunlight shone on them, warm and cozy. Lily took a deep breath. This time, she would live beautifully. Lily returned home and sat on the sofa. The phone rang. It was Jason. She didn't answer. It rang again. Still Jason. She turned it off. The doorbell rang. She opened the door. Jason stood outside, with Margaret behind him. Lily, let me explain. Jason said. I won't listen. Lily said, you two leave. We're not leaving. Margaret rushed in. You must give me an explanation today. Lily frowned. This is my house. Your house? Margaret sneered. You're about to get married, this house will be ours. We haven't married. Lily said calmly, the engagement is cancelled. Who says it's cancelled just like that? Margaret was furious. We gave a betrothal gift of $188,000. I'll return the betrothal gift to you. Lily said, I'll transfer it tomorrow. Just transferring money is enough? Margaret persisted, you made us lose face in front of 200 people today, this isn't over. It was your son who made me lose face first. Lily looked at Jason, for 2 years, you cheated on me behind my back for 2 years, how can I marry you? I didn't cheat. Jason panicked, Lily, don't listen to others' nonsense. Others? Lily took out her phone, then who is this? She pointed the screen at him. On it was a photo. A picture of Jason and a girl, taken 3 days ago. The two stood by the river, Jason's hand on the girl's shoulder. Jason's face changed, this is Wendy. Lily said, your colleague. 24 years old. You've been together for 2 years. How do you know? Jason was stunned. I investigated. Lily said, cloud storage sharing, you forgot? Jason was stunned. They used the same family cloud storage account, photos synced automatically. This is just a photo. Jason tried to explain. Then what about this? Lily flipped to another screenshot. It was a bank transfer record. One after another. 5,000, 8,000, 12,000. The largest was 35,000. In 2 years, you transferred to her 58 times, totaling 280,000. Lily said word by word, your monthly salary is 12,000, annual 144,000. 2 years income less than 290,000. You transferred 280,000 to her, may I ask, where did the money come from? Jason couldn't speak. I bought you a car, 350,000. Lily continued, I bought you a watch, 85,000. I paid your credit card, 120,000. Total 555,000. She looked at him, you transferred 280,000 to her. This 280,000, wasn't it tricked from me? Jason's face turned ashen. Margaret was stunned for a long time, then suddenly said, so what? It's normal for men to have a confidant outside. Lily looked at her, what did you say? I said, men, it's normal to have women outside. Margaret said righteously, you need to be magnanimous, turn a blind eye. Magnanimous? Lily laughed, your son cheated for 2 years, used my money to support his mistress, and I still need to be magnanimous? He's struggling outside. Margaret wanted to say more. Enough. Lily interrupted her, you leave. Jason too. This house was bought before marriage, the title is in my name. You have no right to be here. You. Margaret was so angry she couldn't speak. Get out. Lily pointed to the door, now. Lily. Margaret roared, don't go too far. The ones going too far are you. Lily said calmly, I'll give you 10 seconds. If not, I'll call the police. Jason pulled Margaret, Mom, let's go first. Go where? Margaret refused, this house is partly ours. This house was fully paid by me before marriage, the deed has only my name. Lily said, it has nothing to do with you. But you're about to get married. Margaret said. Not married. Lily said, engagement cancelled. That doesn't count. Margaret said, you must marry my son. Impossible. Lily walked to the door, opened it, please leave. Margaret wanted to say more, but was pulled away by Jason. Mom, let's go first. Jason said softly, Lily is angry now, I'll come find her in a couple of days. The two walked out. Lily closed the door, leaned against it, and let out a long breath. The phone rang. It was Sophie. Hello, Lily, are you okay? I'm fine. Lily said, they left. What do you plan to do? Sophie asked. Cancel the engagement, completely break up. Lily said, then report to the police. Report to the police? Sophie was stunned. He tricked me out of 550,000. Lily said, I want to file a case. Good. Sophie said, I support you. What do you need me to do? Accompany me to the police station. Lily said, tomorrow. No problem. Sophie said, rest well tonight. After hanging up, Lily sat back on the sofa. She opened her phone, flipped to a folder. Inside were 67 recordings. Each one, she had listened to countless times. In her previous life, she secretly recorded them a month before the divorce. At that time, she suspected Jason of cheating, and while he was showering, she installed recording software on his phone. In 1 month, she recorded 67 conversations. Each one was ironclad evidence. She opened the first one. Jason's voice, I just like that she has money. Wendy, she's so good to you, and you still cheat? Jason, rich people are stupid. She thinks buying me a car and watch will make me love her? Hilarious. Wendy, then you still want to marry her? Jason, of course. After marriage, find a way to transfer her 4.8 million house to my name. Then divorce, split half, I can get 2.4 million. Wendy, you're so bad. Jason, who's to blame for her being stupid? Rich and stupid, not tricking her would be a waste. After listening, Lily turned off the recording. In her previous life, when she heard this recording, she vomited in the bathroom. She thought he loved her. She thought they would be happy. In the end, he just wanted to trick her money. This time, she wouldn't be fooled again. She wanted everyone to know what kind of person Jason was. She wanted to ruin his reputation. The next day, Lily and Sophie went to the police station. "Hello, I want to report a crime," Lily said. "What happened?" the police asked. "Fraud," Lily said. "My fiancé, under the pretense of marriage, tricked me out of 555,000 yuan. The police was stunned. "You were in a romantic relationship?" "Yes," Lily said, "but during our relationship, he maintained an affair with another woman and tricked money from me to spend on her." "Do you have evidence?" the police asked. "Yes." Lily took out a file bag. "These are transfer records. These are his transfers to the mistress. These are chat records. These are hotel records." The police took the files and flipped through them. After 10 minutes, he looked up. "The evidence is sufficient. We'll file the case for investigation." "Thank you," Lily said. Walking out of the station, Sophie said, "You prepared really thoroughly. Lessons from the previous life." Lily said, "This time, I won't let him escape." "Previous life?" Sophie was stunned. "What are you talking about?" "Nothing." Lily smiled, "Just a metaphor." The two walked to the parking lot. A car was parked nearby. Jason got out of the car. "Lily, I've been looking for you all day," he said. "What do you want?" Lily asked coldly. "I want to apologize to you." Jason said, "I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have hidden my contact with Wendy from you. But I really didn't cheat. We're just ordinary friends." "Ordinary friends?" Lily sneered. "Ordinary friends, and you transfer 280,000 to her?" "That's because..." Jason paused. "Her family has difficulties. I helped her." "Help her?" Lily said, "Your own monthly salary is 12,000, where do you get the money to help her?" Jason couldn't speak. "That's the money I used to buy you a car and watch." Lily said word by word, "You took my money to spend on the mistress." "Lily, I really know I was wrong." Jason said, "Give me another chance, okay? I promise, I'll never contact her again." "No." Lily said, "We're over. Don't be like this." Jason grabbed her hand. "Lily, I really love you. Let go." Lily shook him off. "Don't touch me." "Lily." Jason panicked. "Are you so heartless? 3 years of relationship, and you say it's over just like that? You betrayed me first." Lily looked at him. "For 2 years, you cheated behind my back for 2 years. What right do you have to talk about feelings?" "I didn't cheat," Jason said. "She and I are just friends." "Friends?" Lily took out her phone. "Then how do you explain this?" She played a recording. Jason's voice came from the phone. "I love only you." "What about Lily?" Wendy asked. "Her?" Jason laughed. "She's just an ATM." The recording stopped. Jason's face turned ashen. "When was this recorded?" he asked. "You guess." Lily put away the phone. "I have 66 more. Do you want to hear them?" Jason was stunned. "Impossible," he murmured. "How do you have recordings?" "I have my ways." Lily said, "Jason, these 3 years, you've been deceiving me. You never loved me. You just wanted to trick my money, trick my house." "It's not like that." Jason tried to explain. "Enough." Lily interrupted him. "I've already reported to the police. They will investigate you." "You reported to the police?" Jason panicked. "Lily, how could you report to the police? You tricked me out of 555,000. Lily said calmly, "Why can't I report it?" "But we were lovers." Jason said. "Can lovers commit fraud?" Lily countered. Jason couldn't speak. "Let's go, Sophie." Lily turned to leave. "Wait." Jason chased after. "Lily, you can't do this." Sophie blocked him. "Don't chase." Lily won't turn back. Mind your own business. Jason roared. Dare to roar one more time. Sophie looked at him coldly. Jason was stunned and didn't dare speak again. Lily got in the car, started the engine. The car drove away. In the rearview mirror, Jason stood there, his face extremely ugly. Lily smiled. This was just the beginning of retribution. That evening, Lily's phone kept ringing. All from relatives and friends. Lily, what's with you and Jason? Weren't you engaged? Why suddenly cancel? Is there a misunderstanding? Lily patiently explained a few, then simply stopped answering. The next morning, she received a text. From Margaret, Lily, you wait. You dare report to the police, we're not done with you. After reading, Lily deleted the text. She wasn't afraid of threats. In her previous life, she was threatened for a year, and ended up with nothing in the divorce. This time, she would take back everything that belonged to her. In the afternoon, the police called. Miss Lily, after preliminary investigation, there is indeed suspicion of fraud. We will continue in-depth investigation. Okay, thank you. Lily said. After hanging up, she breathed a sigh of relief. This time, she wouldn't lose again. A week later, Lily received a court summons. Jason sued her, demanding the return of the $188,000 betrothal gift and $50,000 engagement banquet costs. Lily looked at the summons and laughed. He really dared. She found a lawyer. Miss Lily, this case is simple. The lawyer said, the betrothal gift is given by the man to the woman. If the engagement is cancelled, it does need to be returned. But since the other party cheated first, you have the right to refuse return. I know. Lily said, I have evidence proving he cheated. Then no problem. The lawyer said, we'll countersue, demand he return the money you spent on his car and watch, and the money he transferred to the mistress. Good. Lily said. On the court day, Lily arrived early. Jason and Margaret were already there. Seeing Lily, Margaret rushed over. Lily. Return our money. You sued me, not the other way around. Lily said calmly. If you don't marry my son, you have to return the betrothal gift. Margaret said. Okay. Lily said, but you also have to return my money. What money? Margaret was stunned. The $350,000 for the car I bought him, $85,000 for the watch, $120,000 for the credit card. Lily said word by word, total $555,000. Margaret's face changed. That was voluntary. It was voluntary to my fiancé. Lily said, but he cheated. So, that money was tricked. Nonsense. Margaret said, Jason didn't cheat. Whether he cheated or not, the court will judge. Lily said. The court session began. The judge struck the gavel. Please state the plaintiff's claim. Jason's lawyer stood up. Plaintiff Jason and defendant Lily got engaged on November 8, 2025. Plaintiff paid defendant a betrothal gift of 188,000 yuan, and contributed 50,000 yuan for the engagement banquet. But the defendant suddenly announced the cancellation of the engagement on the day of the banquet, causing great loss to the plaintiff. Now the plaintiff demands the defendant return the 188,000 yuan betrothal gift and 50,000 yuan banquet costs, totaling 238,000 yuan. The judge looked at Lily. What does the defendant have to say? Lily's lawyer stood up. The defendant disagrees with returning the betrothal gift and banquet costs. Reasons as follows. First, during the relationship with the defendant, the plaintiff maintained an improper relationship with a third party, constituting cheating. Second, the plaintiff, under the pretense of marriage, defrauded the defendant of a total of 555,000 yuan. Third, the defendant cancelled the engagement upon discovering the plaintiff's cheating, which is justified. Therefore, the defendant not only should not return the betrothal gift but should demand the plaintiff return 555,000 yuan and compensate 100,000 yuan for mental damages. The judge nodded. Does the defendant have evidence? Yes. Lily's lawyer said, Evidence 1, bank transfer records. He handed over a document. These are the plaintiff's transfers to the third party Wendy from November 2023 to November 2025, totaling 58 times, amount 280,000 yuan. The judge took the document and flipped through it. Evidence 2, hotel records. The lawyer handed another document. These are the plaintiff's hotel check-ins with the third party Wendy from November 2023 to November 2025, totaling 35 times. The judge continued to review. Evidence 3, chat records. The lawyer handed a USB drive. These are over 2,000 chat records between the plaintiff and the third party Wendy. The content is ambiguous and unsightly. The judge took the USB. Evidence 4, recording evidence. The lawyer said, these are 67 dialogue recordings between the plaintiff and the third party Wendy. In them, the plaintiff admits to maintaining a lover relationship with the third party and plans to defraud the defendant's property after marriage. The judge looked at Jason. Plaintiff, what do you have to say about this evidence? Jason's face was ashen. These recordings were secretly made, they don't count as evidence. Secret recordings are also evidence. The judge said, as long as the content is real, they can be used as evidence. But Jason wanted to say something. Evidence 5. Lily's lawyer interrupted him. Invoice for the car the defendant bought for the plaintiff, amount 350,000 yuan. He handed the invoice. Evidence 6. Invoice for the watch the defendant bought for the plaintiff, amount 85,000 yuan. He handed another invoice. Evidence 7. Transfer records for the defendant paying the plaintiff's credit card, amount 120,000 yuan. He handed bank statements. The above evidence shows that the plaintiff, under the pretense of marriage, defrauded the defendant of 555,000 yuan. The lawyer said, the defendant demands the plaintiff return all amounts and compensate 100,000 yuan for mental damages. The judge reviewed all evidence and nodded, evidence is sufficient. He looked at Jason. Plaintiff, do you have anything else to say? Jason opened his mouth but couldn't speak. Margaret stood up. Judge. My son didn't defraud money. That money was given voluntarily by Lily. Voluntarily? The judge looked at her. Then why did the plaintiff conceal the relationship with the third party? That was. Margaret couldn't speak. If the plaintiff didn't conceal, would the defendant buy him a car and watch? The judge asked back. Margaret was speechless. The judge struck the gavel. This case will be adjudicated on a later date. Walking out of the courtroom, Margaret chased after, Lily. You bitch. Lily stopped, turned around. What did you say? I said you're a bitch. Margaret roared, you tricked my son. I tricked him? Lily laughed. Was it him tricking me of 555,000, or me tricking him? That was voluntary. Margaret said. It was voluntary to my fiancé. Lily said, but he cheated. So, that money was tricked. What evidence do you have that he cheated? Margaret was unconvinced. 67 recordings. Lily said, do you want to hear them? Margaret was stunned. Lily turned to leave. Sophie caught up. Lily, you're amazing. Not over yet. Lily said, wait for the verdict. Do you think you can win? Sophie asked. Definitely win. Lily said, with such sufficient evidence, impossible to lose. Sophie smiled, that's good. The two walked out of the court. Sunlight shone warmly. Lily took a deep breath. In her previous life, she lost everything. This time, she would win it back. 3 days later, the verdict came. The court ruled, Lily does not need to return the 188,000 yuan betrothal gift. Lily does not need to return the 50,000 yuan banquet costs. Jason must return to Lily the 350,000 yuan car payment, 85,000 yuan watch payment, 120,000 yuan credit card payment, totaling 555,000 yuan. Jason must compensate Lily 100,000 yuan for mental damages. Total 655,000 yuan, to be paid within 1 month. Lily looked at the judgment and smiled. She won. The day after the judgment, Jason called. Lily, can we talk? He said. Nothing to talk about. Lily said, the judgment is out. I don't have 655,000. Jason said, can you give me some extension? No. Lily said, deadline 1 month. If overdue, I'll apply for enforcement. Lily. Jason's voice had a cry, I really have no money. My monthly salary is only 12,000, where do I get 655,000? That's your problem. Lily said, when you cheated, why didn't you think of the consequences? I was wrong. Jason said, I really know I was wrong. Can you forgive me? No. Lily said and hung up. A week later, Sophie sent Lily a message, you're trending. Lily opened Facebook. Trending 5th, woman cancels wedding on the spot at engagement banquet. Clicking in, all news about her. Woman discovers fiancé's affair on engagement day, cancels on the spot. Woman sues fiancé, claims back 550,000 for car and watch. Scumbag cheats for 2 years, defrauds fiancé of 550,000, ordered to compensate 650,000. Comments exploded, support the heroine. Scumbags should be dealt with like this. Cheating and still wanting to defraud money? Deserved. This woman is so cool. Canceling on the spot at engagement, awesome. With evidence, it's strong. 67 recordings, scumbag has no way out. This mother-in-law is top-notch, son cheats and she still defends him? Lily looked at the comments and smiled. She didn't expect to trend. But this was good. Let more people know what kind of person Jason was. That evening, Lily received a call from an unknown number. Hello, I'm a news reporter, want to interview you, okay? Sorry, I don't accept interviews. Lily said. Just a few questions. The reporter said. Sorry. Lily said and hung up. She didn't want to be a news figure. She just wanted to get back her money and live well. A month later, Jason didn't pay the judgment amount. Lily applied for enforcement. The court seized Jason's car and bank accounts. That 350,000 car was auctioned for 280,000. Bank account had 120,000. Total 400,000. Still short 255,000. The court continued enforcement. Found Jason had a house in his hometown, worth 600,000. Seized. After hearing, Margaret rushed to Lily's building downstairs and cursed. Lily. You bitch. That's our family's house. Lily stood on the balcony, looking at Margaret below. Didn't go down. Security drove Margaret away. Another month later, the house was auctioned for 550,000. After deducting the 255,000 enforcement amount, the rest was returned to Jason. Thus, Lily got back the full 655,000 yuan. She looked at the numbers in her bank account and breathed a sigh of relief. In her previous life, she left with nothing. This time, she got back everything. No, more than that. She also got an extra 100,000 for mental damages. She smiled. This is retribution. One day 3 months later, Lily was shopping in the mall. At checkout, she suddenly heard a familiar voice. This is too expensive, right? She turned her head. Jason stood at the nearby counter, looking at a discounted shirt, full of hesitation. Wendy stood beside him. Wendy said impatiently, even 200 yuan is too expensive? Are you a man or not? I really have no money now. Jason said softly. No money? Wendy sneered, when buying Lily a 350,000 car, why didn't you say no money? That was. Jason tried to explain. Forget it. Wendy interrupted him, I'll go look over there. Saying that, she turned and left. Jason stood there, face ugly. Lily watched this scene, didn't approach. She turned to leave. At the mall entrance, suddenly heard someone call her from behind. Lily. She turned. Jason stood behind. What's up? Lily asked. Jason opened his mouth. I want to apologize to you. No need. Lily said, we have no relationship anymore. I know I was wrong. Jason said, I shouldn't have cheated, shouldn't have tricked your money. If I could start over, I would treat you well. Unfortunately, no ifs. Lily said. Lily. Jason wanted to say more. Jason. Lily interrupted him, do you know where you went wrong? Jason was stunned. You weren't wrong in cheating, not in defrauding money. Lily said, you were wrong in never truly loving me. Jason's face changed. You said you loved me, but turned around and went to her. Lily said, you said you wanted to marry me, but in your heart, you thought about how to trick my house. It's not like that. Jason tried to explain. Enough. Lily interrupted him, I've heard your recordings. 67 of them. Each one is your true words. Jason couldn't speak. You love only her. Lily looked at him, I was just your ATM. No. Jason panicked, I really loved you. Stop. Lily said, I don't want to hear. She turned to leave. Jason stood there, watching her back, opened his mouth, but said nothing in the end. Lily walked out of the mall. Sunlight shone warmly. She took a deep breath. In her previous life, she cried countless times for this man. This time, she wouldn't shed a single tear for him. She got in the car, started the engine. The phone rang. It was Sophie. Hello, Lily, free tonight? I'll treat you to dinner. Yes. Lily said. See you tonight. Okay. After hanging up, Lily smiled. Life goes on. And she could finally live well. 6 months later. Lily sat in her office, looking at the night view outside. She was promoted. From finance director to finance vice president, annual salary from $336,000 to $600,000. In these 6 months, she put all her energy into work. The company did a big project, she led the team to complete it, outstanding performance, the boss promoted her directly. Lily, this is next month's financial report. The assistant knocked and came in. Put it here. Lily said. The assistant put down the file. Lily, will you work overtime today? No. Lily checked the time, you go home early too. Okay, goodbye Lily. The assistant left. Lily packed up, ready to leave work. The phone rang. It was Dad. Hello, Dad. Lily, coming home for dinner tonight? Yes. Lily said, I'm leaving now. Good, Mom made your favorite braised pork. Good. Lily smiled. After hanging up, she picked up her bag and left the office. Back home, Mom had prepared a table of dishes. Lily is back. Mom said smiling, wash hands and eat. Okay. Lily put down her bag, went to wash hands. At the table, Dad served her food, eat more, you've lost weight recently. No, I'm fine. Lily said. Is work tiring? Mom asked. Not tiring. Lily said, I like my current job. That's good. Mom smiled, as long as you're happy. After dinner, Lily watched TV with her parents for a while. Lily, that Jason, do you still contact him? Mom suddenly asked. No. Lily said, haven't contacted for long. That's good. Mom said, that kind of person isn't worth remembering. I know. Lily said, Mom, don't worry, I've completely let go. Really? Mom wasn't fully convinced. Really? Lily smiled, I'm living well now. Work is smooth, family healthy, what more to be unsatisfied? Mom looked at her and smiled. If you think like that, Mom is relieved. By the way, Lily. Dad said, your Aunt Sophie's son works in a state-owned enterprise, nice person, want to meet? Dad. Lily was amused and exasperated, I don't want to date now. Not to date immediately, just meet. Dad said. No. Lily said, when I want to, I'll tell you. Dad and Mom exchanged glances, said no more. That evening, Lily returned to her own house. This $4.8 million house was bought after 5 years of hard work. Full payment before marriage, title only her name. In previous life, she almost lost half to Jason's trick. This time, she protected it. She walked to the balcony, looking at the night view. City lights brilliant, traffic bustling. She took a deep breath. The pain of the previous life was over. This time, she would live splendidly. The next day, Lily went to the mall to shop. At checkout, the cashier said, hello, your credit card limit is $100,000. Lily smiled. In her previous life, her credit cards were maxed out by Jason. This time, her credit card was only for her use. She swiped the card, carried shopping bags out of the mall. Suddenly, she saw a familiar figure. Jason stood by the road, holding a resume, looking at job ads. Wendy stood beside. Wendy said impatiently, it's been 3 months, you still haven't found a job? I'm looking. Jason said softly. Look. Wendy impatient, can't you find a rich woman like before? Jason's face ugly, Wendy, don't say that. What do I say? Wendy sneered, you think I don't know? You were with Lily just for her money, right? No. Jason tried to explain. Forget it. Wendy interrupted him, I don't want to argue with you. I'm going back. Saying that, she turned and left. Wendy. Jason chased, don't go. Wendy didn't look back. Jason stood there, face full of despair. Lily watched this, felt nothing. In her previous life, she cried countless times for this man. Now, she only found it ridiculous. She turned, walked to the parking lot. A white Audi was parked there. Bought last month, $500,000. She opened the door, sat in. Started the engine, drove away. In the rearview mirror, Jason still stood by the road, holding resume, face blank. Lily smiled. This is retribution. She stepped on the gas, the car drove into the distance. Sunlight shone on the windshield, the whole world bright. She turned on music, hummed along. Life is truly beautiful. A week later, Sophie messaged her, guess who I saw today? Who? Lily asked. Jason. Sophie said, he's washing dishes in a restaurant. Washing dishes? Lily was stunned. Yes. Sophie said, I went to that restaurant to eat, saw him washing dishes in the kitchen. Lily didn't reply. Sophie sent another, heard his hometown house was auctioned by the court, his mom now rents, curses him every day. Lily looked at the message, still no reply. She didn't want to hear any more about Jason. That person had no relation to her anymore. She put down the phone, continued working. That evening, Lily received a call. Unknown number. Hello, who is it? Miss Lily, I'm Jason's mother. Lily was stunned, do you have something? Miss Lily, I know Jason did many wrongs to you before. Margaret's voice had a cry, but he's been punished. Can you let him go? I haven't not let him go. Lily said, the judgment has been enforced. But he's living miserably now. Margaret cried, he's unemployed, girlfriend broke up with him, hometown house auctioned. He's washing dishes in a restaurant now. That's his own doing. Lily said. Miss Lily, for the sake of knowing each other, help him. Margaret begged. Sorry, I can't help. Lily said, and I don't want to. You're too heartless. Margaret suddenly changed, can't you, for old time's sake, give him a hand? Old times? Lily sneered, what old times? He cheated for 2 years, tricked me of 550,000, that's old times? That was a moment of confusion. Margaret tried to explain. Enough. Lily interrupted her, Ms. Zhao, please don't call me again. Otherwise, I'll report to the police. Saying that, she hung up. Blocked the number. She didn't want to hear anything about the Zhao family. Those people had no relation to her anymore. Lily stood on the balcony, looking at the night view. City lights brilliant, extremely beautiful. She took a deep breath. In her previous life, she cried too long for an unworthy person. This time, she would live for herself. She smiled. Life goes on. And she had already started anew.